Grade inflation refers to the phenomenon in which more and more high grades, A's and B's, are rewarded over time. In the early 1960s, 16% of students across the country received A grades. But today, that percentage has almost tripled. 43% of all grades given in college across the country today are A's. In fact, an A is today the most common grade given in college. Just as monetary inflation devalues the dollar, grade inflation devalues the currency of higher education, which is grades on a transcript. The analogy is really imperfect, but unfortunately its imperfection makes grade inflation even worse. Monetary inflation can go up theoretically forever, but unless they invent a grade above an A, and many universities in response to grade inflation are now giving A pluses, what you end up with is compression at the top. So not only is an A the most common grade given in college, but today 73% of all grades given are either A's or B's. So employers look at transcripts and they say they're virtually meaningless. Everybody's an A or B student. We know that as a country, we're trying to increase the number of STEM majors, STEM meaning science, technology, engineering, and math. We know from the studies of grade inflation that they remain among the toughest graders. So on the one hand, we have this national movement to increase STEM majors, and on the other hand, the university practice of grade inflation is reducing STEM majors. Well, if they were, we would have seen comparable increases in IQ over the same period or in the National Assessment of Educational Progress scores. We haven't. In fact, the schools that they initially studied in the 60s for which they had records of grades, those were among some of the better schools in the country. But they're looking now today at 200 schools. So if anything, we would expect grades to be lower 50 years later rather than higher. House Bill 3498, the Honest Transcript Bill. And all that this bill would have done is to increase the transparency with which universities give out grades. That on every Texas public college and university student transcript, that next to the grade that the student received for his or her individual class, next to that would be placed the average grade given by the professor for the whole class.